I suppose you could say this is a follow-up to my last video about being sober and stuff like that. I've just come back from Turkey and I didn't drink. A lot of you, because I said I didn't know whether I was going or not, and a lot of you said just don't do it. So I took your advice and I didn't. I have to say it was a great idea. But one thing I thought I'd share with you, in case you want to go on holiday but you think you might struggle with drinking, go somewhere that it's so hot that drinking just probably isn't even an option. It was 45 degrees in the shade, all right? So it was a little hot, you could say, and drinking, even if I had the craving, just wouldn't have been an option, because in that heat, all you want to do is get fresh fluids into you. So maybe if you've got some sort of phobia about going on holiday and needing a drink, go somewhere where it's ridiculously hot and all you actually want to do is just take in water, because your water is leaving you at a great rate of knots. Also, go abroad with a friend or somebody who's not fussed about drinking either, which is what I did. Thank you to Fair Maiden. And that helped me no end, because I said to her, I said, look, do you want a drink? She went, no, I'm fine. So for me, that was a bit of a help. But I did look, I did look a little bit, I'm going to say this, gay, all right? Or that's what people thought I was. Or this is what we're assuming, because when we were over there, I would order up, I don't know, I'd have one of them smoothies. Love it. Put a load of weight on, like, but I like the smoothie. So I'd have a smoothie, and she'd order some sort of coffee thing, and he'd be giving her the smoothie. I'd be like, no, it's for me, actually. And a lot of the waiters, I do think, quite like the look of me, which is flattering in some ways and not in others. And some of the women actually liked her. It was a bit odd like that, but other than that, what can I say? They were absolutely lovely over there, and it certainly changed my opinion. Now I'm going to go into this particular topic further on my other channel, because it's not the time or the place in here, but it isn't as bad as you think going on holiday and staying sober. In fact, I didn't find it bad at all, honestly. So now I'm over the 2-month period. I clicked 2 months Saturday, and it gets to the point where I'm seeing a lot of moaning and stuff like that on these staying sober sites and stuff like this, and people just continually going back and then looking for sympathy. Oh, I'm going to go back to it. And I'm like, you ain't serious. If you were serious, you wouldn't do it. There's physical addiction, which you will that will start to go quite quickly. After that, it's all in your head. And the happiness outweighs the misery. So why are you doing it? Are you just one of these people that can't help but fuck your life up? Are you one of them? Are you one of these people that is so fucking weak that you can't do anything, right? And you can't quit smoking, can't quit drugs, can't quit drinking, all the rest of it. Some people call that an addictive personality. Personally, I just put it somebody who's got a really bad self-destruct mode and wants to live in party all the time, and also can't face reality. Life, it can be really boring without alcohol, all right? I'm not gonna lie, but that's because I'm making it boring. Life gives you, or alcohol gives you, this sense of everything is a lot better than it actually really is, and until you go to a certain point where you've drunk too much alcohol, and then it makes everything shit again. So, you know, and it gives you a blindfold to make you think that you are a better person when you're drunk, that you are this, that you are that, and it gets rid of your inhibitions, right? We've all been through this already on videos, but let me tell you, you are a more interesting person sober. And so many things I've noticed in the last month, since my 1 month of sober, my motorbike riding is getting better. My car driving is getting better. Stupid little things like matching the engine revs. When you're going down the gears and you blip the accelerator, I used to get that wrong, right? Didn't know why, just assumed that was the way it was. I'm getting that right. Same with the bike. Same with the confidence on the bike, because I've ridden the bike that much now, sober, that I'm getting a feel for it. A feel that you wouldn't get when you drink. It's hard to explain to somebody who's sober, but every time you get on a vehicle where you're either, and you shouldn't be doing it, intoxicated, or you're not yourself, or you don't have all your faculties about you because of reasons, right? Every time you approach that bike, you're in a different state, and you'll never get a baseline to learn off. And it's a bit like, I suppose it's the same with pool, or it'd be the same with darts, or it'd be the same with anything. Walking, running, your balance. Mind games. When I say mind games, stuff that you play perhaps on your phone or whatever it is, all these things, you don't get it. You think some days are better than others, and in some ways they are like that naturally in life anyway, but you don't have a baseline to work off, and the baseline is important. And once you give up drinking for long enough, you will develop your baseline again and become better at these things than you actually were when you were under the influence. And you thought, and I convinced myself, that I was better after a few pints. The truth of it was, at that point in my life, I'd been drinking X amount, so I had anxiety, and all it would do was just take the anxiety off. It didn't make me any better. It didn't make me any more focused or whatever. I thought it did. And I thought it got rid of all the noise upstairs, because with anxiety you get noise and all the rest of it. Just get rid of the drinking, right? Simple. Anyway, I'm going to do a more in-depth video about what I found out about Muslims in a Muslim country. And it's good. Sorry to say this for all the people that just don't like them. They're very, 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 very different to the ones over here. Yes, they want your money. Get that. But they're incredibly polite. Actually, I'm going to do it on here, and I will do one over there. I had one stop me in the middle of the road. I didn't want anything. It was near a shop, right? But he was like, "Where you go?" I said, "I'm going down to the beach." He said, "You don't want to go to that beach, mate." He said, "There's nothing there." And I'm like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah, go down to the other beach. Everything is there." He says, "You won't want to go to the other beach." I went, all right. I took him at face value. Later on that day, I was out on a boat, right? And I went past this beach that he was saying don't go to. And he was 100% right. There'd have been no shade there. You'd have burnt your ass off. There was no facilities, nothing to drink, no toilets, the whole thing, right? He didn't have to do that. He wasn't making any money out of me. He was just being polite. And to be honest, that's probably more than in some places you'd have got over here. So, little things, there was so many things like that, alright buddy? There were so many things like that I have to say that I was really, really pleased about what I saw. Anyway, I better jump off because I'm reversing onto a site and I've got to tip some stone. I'll speak to you later.